Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with a new Viking Orations. Got another review for you today. This time around, I'm going to be talking about the brand new album from the band Troglodyte, entitled The Hierarchical, Ecological Succession. Welcome to the Food Chain. That is a mouthful. Yeah, if you're not familiar with Troglodyte, they are a death metal band from Kansas City, Missouri. Been around since 2005, featuring Mike Flores on bass. He is also in the band Origin. He is also a former live member of Gorgasm. You have Brandon Mitchell on bass and Michael Langner on guitars. Both of them are in the band Torn the Fuck Apart. Then you have Chris Williams, or CL as he is credited here, on the drums. And finally, Jeff Sisson on vocals. This is the band's fourth full-length album overall. It is 8 tracks, just a little under 28 minutes in length. And I have known about this band for quite some time. People talked about them in the past, and I put them on my list of bands that I wanted to check out. But, I never got around to actually doing it. And then I was really excited when I got this promo in my email. And yeah, this band does not disappoint. And if you don't know just by the name, the whole theme of this band is Bigfoot and Sasquatch, anything to do with that, yeah, and that's definitely right up my alley because I'm a geek for that shit. But yeah, this album really wastes no time hitting you with the blast beats, the heavy riffs, and the really deep growls. I think there's a really great guitar tone on here. It mixes, fast riffing that's kind of thrashy at times with more slow, chugging moments. And they kind of have a bit of a Cannibal Corpse feel to some of the riffs at times, I found. Really thick sounding bass, easily heard rumbling away, laying down a solid backbone throughout this album. I really love the drum production on here, as it has a really good snap to the snare. I really dig the kick drum sound that they got. Some really good patterns, rolls, and fills. I love the double bass work on here. Really great blast beats as well. And when it comes to the vocals, at first it kind of reminded me of a deeper Nathan Explosion from Metalocalypse, which, come on, that show and, Death Clock are freaking awesome. But that's kind of what I thought of at first. But yeah, overall, the vocals are just a really powerful sounding growl that definitely, if you're a believer in Bigfoot, makes you think that that's exactly how a Bigfoot would sound if it was fronting a death metal band. And in addition to the growls, you get some nice screams mixed in at times. Some of the other things that I picked out while I was listening to this, and yeah, I found myself listening to this quite a bit. I was really getting into it. Track number 4, Sasquatched. What a title. There's this really cool little kind of choir-esque vocal part that comes in at the 144 mark and again at the 210 mark. It kind of takes you by surprise at first, but it kind of adds this little bit of a creepy factor because, let's just face it, not all stories of Bigfoot are nice stories. They're usually kind of creepy. They also utilize this kind of thrashy style, gang shouts at times, and then towards the end, you get these really low end growls that sound really badass, I have to say. Track number 5, Dyatlov, which, if you were not familiar, I actually wrote this down. This whole song is based off of the Dyatlov Pass incident, which occurred back in 1959. They believe it was between February 1st and the 2nd of 1959. Basically, 9 Russian hikers were killed in the northern Ural Mountains. And basically, when they found where they had camped out for that night, they found out that their tents were cut open, but they were cut open from the inside. So essentially, they figured something had to scare these people so freaking bad that they actually cut themselves out of their tents just to get the hell away from there without any proper equipment. And over there, that it's cold. It's really cold. And basically, they found out that 6 of them died of hypothermia because, again, it's cold. And then 3 from physical trauma. We're talking about, people that had their tongues ripped out, skulls cracked. It was like a very violent incident. And they also supposedly found a camera from one of the, these were all students, I believe, and they actually found the camera, and the very last picture, or one of the very last pictures on there, showed a figure that they had taken a picture of that many think could have been a Bigfoot. So it was kind of cool that they did a song based on this incident because it's kind of a famous incident in the Bigfoot world. But yes, track 5, Dyatlov. I loved the opening with the sounds of the icy winds, and then that slow and heavy guitar and bass riff starts. Things do pick up the pace through most of the song, including some really nice double bass work. There's some really fast double bass work on this song. And then at about the 3:42 mark, it's back to the slow and heavy riffing. And eventually the song ends with the sound of wind and people screaming. It sounds like they're being torn apart. Really awesome. Then finally, track number 8, the last track, Meet Your Maker, and that is MEAT, Your Maker. About 36 seconds into the song, those vocals there are just absolutely sick. They're a lot deeper and they're a lot heavier than the usual vocals we've gotten throughout this album. And I'm thinking this could be Ross Sewage from Exhumed, Ghoul, and Impaled fame, as he's one of several guests that make an appearance on this album. So I'm guessing that may have been him doing those vocals, but they sounded so sick. I loved it. Overall, I think this is an absolute banger of an album. It's simply heavy, old school death metal with a theme that I can definitely get behind, because like I said, I am a total geek when it comes to Bigfoot and things like that. It's really solidly executed. It really keeps you wanting to go back for more and more. I know I've listened to this probably 8 to 10 times since I got the promo. I give this a solid 9 out of 10. Go check out Troglodyte. I will leave a link down below to their Bandcamp so you can listen to the singles that they've released so far from this album. So yeah, brand new Troglodyte album is due out March 5th through Blood Blast Distribution. Go check them out. Really solid band in my opinion. And yeah, that is going to do it. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.